Today, I'm going to be reviewing another video game. Don't have the case with me, but the game is Paper Mario. So Paper Mario came out in 2001, was released for the N64, and was a very different kind of Paper Mario game. Very different from all the other Paper Mario games. Because before Paper Mario, Mario games were just, well, aside from Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart, they were just side-scroller level games. Like, you have a whole bunch of different levels of side-scrollers, you complete all the levels, fight Bowser at the end, and that's that. This game is very different. This game is definitely not a side-scroller, and is very different from that. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So the story of Paper Mario. This is the story of Paper Mario. Bowser has taken the Star Rod from Star Haven, and because he has that Star Rod, Mario can no longer defeat him. And so he beats Mario and kidnaps Princess Peach and lifts her castle up into space and traps all of the prisoners, imprisons all of the star spirits, and all these places just scattered across the Mushroom Kingdom, so that it won't be easy for Mario to get all the star spirits back and be able to get their power and be able to match Bowser again. And that's what you have to do. And so Mario has to go on the scavenger hunt to find all the star spirits. So Mario has to go on the scavenger hunt and find every single star spirit, get their power, and go up to Peach's castle and fight Bowser. And so that's the game. And this game is very fun. I'm going to say that this game is extremely fun. The story is very good. It's a very interesting story. The story sounds a lot like Zelda, doesn't it? Yes, because if someone were to take Zelda, Paper Mario, and Zelda and Mario and squish them into one, that is Paper Mario. You cannot deny that. That is Paper Mario right there. So yeah, you have to go on the scavenger hunt and find all these star spirits. This game is very fun. This is an extremely entertaining game. The fighting in this game, let's talk about that. The fighting is probably my favorite thing about the entire game, and the boss fights. The fighting in this game is so creative. The fighting in this game is not like a normal Mario game where you just jump on a guy's head and he's dead. No, when you run into an enemy, you get in a full-on fight with him. You have to take your turns, you have your combos, you have your hammer attacks, and you have these different badges you can put on that upgrade your attacks. It's so good. The fighting is probably the best thing about this entire game. The boss fights are my favorite part. There's a secret to every boss fight. It's kind of like Shadow of the Colossus in a way. By the way, that review will be up in about 3 to 4 weeks. It's kind of like Shadow of the Colossus in a way, because each boss fight has a different gimmick to it. And you have to figure out what the gimmick is, figure out how to combo that, and then that's his weakness right there. This game is very fun. It's an extremely fun game. The story is great. The fighting is great. I really like this game. I'm just going to say that. I really, really like this game. But it has flaws. So let's talk about the flaws. Most of the flaws come from chapters. There were 2 chapters that just didn't work out for me. Chapter 3 and Chapter 5. Those chapters did not work out for me. Here, I'll just talk about them right now. Chapter 3, Tubba Blubba, most of the stuff, well, I'm just going to say this first. Most of the stuff in this game most of the flaws in this game is just stuff that just doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of stuff in this game that just doesn't make any sense. For one, in Chapter 3, Tubba Blubba, he destroys his castle. He destroys the bridge to his room. He destroys every way up possible. And then if you go back to his castle, all that stuff is still there. All that stuff is still completely there. It doesn't make any sense. And that was the big thing with Chapter 3. And Chapter 5 had multiple things wrong with it. In Chapter 5, there's a turtle. He jumps into lava inside a volcano, which would be magma. He jumps into it, and he lives. That doesn't really make any sense. And also in Chapter 5, they find the treasure at the end of Chapter 5, and it's in a wooden treasure chest. Keep that in mind, wooden treasure chest. and the volcano erupts. The lava is completely flowing out of it, and then the wooden chest just comes flying out without a scratch. And it's made of wood. It's made of wood. Doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm not saying it's a bad game. This is a very good game. And, yeah, like I said, there are a couple of typos in this game. One in particular. Junior Troopa, if you've played this game, you know who he is. Junior Troopa, at one point in the game, calls himself Junior Koopa. Very minor typo, but it's one of the more noticeable ones. There are multiple typos in this game. Just gonna say that. And one other thing that doesn't make too much sense is at the very end of the game, no spoilers here, but this is just part of it, one of the flaws. When you're going up in the star thing, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but when you're flying in this thing that the Star Spirits give you, now, Bowser's Castle is to the left of Star Haven. You look at your map, it's to the left of Star Haven. But, when you fly in there, you're flying directly to the right. Which doesn't make any sense, again. But those are the only problems with this game. Just Chapter 3, Chapter 5, and that one thing at the end of the game. Those are kind of... Sorry about that. Those are kind of... Those are iffy. Those are very iffy. But other than that, the game is really good. It's a solid game. It's a very solid game. It's very good. The puzzles are... Everything about this game is perfect but that. The puzzles are perfect. The story is perfect. The fighting is perfect. The amount of extras. There's a decent amount of extras in this game, but it's not so much that you don't think you're ever going to finish this game. It's a perfect amount of extras, a perfect story, a perfect fighting way of fighting, and this game is just, it's very good. It's a very good game. It does have flaws, but it's a very good game. So in the end, I really enjoyed Paper Mario. I really had a really good time with it. I thought it was a very interesting story, and it's just very fun to play. It's just very fun to play in general. And so, in the end, on a scale of 1 to 10, Paper Mario is a 7.5. And once again, this is just my opinion. If you've played the game, you might have a different opinion about it, but this is just my opinion of what I thought of it. And so, yeah, that's about it. Bye.